All right, guys, good morning and good afternoon, depending on where you are in the world. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome in, guys. This is Brunch with My Creator, a fireside chat interview with some of your favorite content creators. If you have not had the opportunity to engage with Brunch with My Creator before, I really hope that you are ready for an amazing, amazing event. So for those who don't know, Brunch with My Creator is something that gives an opportunity to understand the human element of being a creator. A lot of people see creators and a lot of people see what we do and think like, hey, this is super cool, but they don't know much about the people that are their favorite creators. They don't know much about like how they actually come up with the ideas and the concepts of what they do, what drives them, the motivating factors. And so Brunch with My Creator is a unique opportunity to do just that. So I'm super excited about being able to, one, bring back Brunch with My Creator, but two, the lineup that we have for Brunch with My Creator. So guys, if you have never had the opportunity to check out Brunch with My Creator, you are in for a treat. But before we go too far, I would always make sure that I'm here for the start of Brunch with My Creator. And while the creators are amazing, I'm super excited, especially for today. If you haven't heard this one yet, lock in. It's time for Brunch with My Creator.
Brunch with my creator, yeah. We're just having some fun. Relax, sharing the moments when the cameras are done. The real you, real love, no filter, no show. Seat at a table, let the world know. Brunch with my creator, can you see? Yeah, it's the human side of the screen. Grab a plate, take a sip, and let's unwind. Tell me what's really on your mind. Beyond the likes and the crazy trends, what's the story you don't post to your friends? No scripts, no filters, just you. What makes you laugh? What you've been through? The ups, the downs, the highs, the lows. We talk it all before the moment goes. No spotlight stress, just your real side. No highlight reel, just the truth inside. What's the dream you keep tucked away? What keeps you grounded at the end of the day? See, this ain't for the clout or the fame. It's for the soul behind the name. So come on in, let the people see the human like you and me. Brunch with my creator, yeah. We're just having some fun. Just relax, sharing the moments when the cameras are done. The real you, real love, no filter, no show. Seat at a table, let the world know. Brunch with my creator, can you see? Yeah, it's the human side of the screen. Yeah. We laugh about the comments, the wild DMs. Talk about the real when the screen goes dim. What keeps you strong when the pressure's high? How do you heal when the love runs dry? What's your why? What keeps you moving still? What's the joy the algorithm can't kill? The wins, the losses, the lessons learned, and the moments where your spirit burned. Then we open the floor, let the people say hi. They've been watching your journey, now they see why. It's more than content, it's connection too. And today's the day they meet the real you. Cause behind the post there's a beating heart. Behind the numbers there's a work of art. Brunch with my creator, that's the space. Mask off, let me see your face. Brunch with my creator, yeah. We're just having some fun. Just relax, sharing the moments when the cameras are done. The real you, real love, no filter, no show. Seat at a table, let the world know. Brunch with my creator, can you see? Yeah, it's the human side of the screen. Brunch with my creator, yeah. Brunch with my creator, yeah.
Guys, welcome in, welcome in. This is Brunch with My Creator. And again, it is a fireside chat with some of our favorite creators. And we are joined today with not only one of my favorite creators, one of your favorite creators, one of the best people that I know. W's in the chat for, hold on, I practiced this before because apparently I've been saying it wrong. Commissar, God darn it, I messed it up. Give it to me. Because I've been saying commissary.
It's Commissar.
Commissar, there we go, boom. Commissar Shaun. W's in the chat for Shaun. W's in the chat for Shaun. Shaun, how are you today?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Can you hear me good?
Yes. I can. I absolutely can. All right. Perfect. So we're going to go ahead and get started here. Shaun, first and foremost, I am honored to have you as the first person to bring back Brunch with My Creator. This is one of my favorite things to do. One, because I truly enjoy like the interview style of being able to sit down and have these conversations. But two, it's something that a lot of people enjoy, right? Because a lot of times, especially when you look at like social media, you take a look at these social media influencers or creators or whatever, and there's such a disconnect between like them and the people that enjoy their actual content. And so this is one of my favorite things to do. So first and foremost, I want to give you the floor, and I would love for you to introduce not only yourself to the people, but introduce the type of content that you engage in, and even more so, the hell is Cadre?
A lot of people have been asking that lately. So I'm Shaun. I go by Commissar Shaun. My account is this account, Watch My Legs. I do multitudes of things. I do streaming on Twitch. I do like a game night on Twitch every Sunday. So that's tonight. I do a movie night every Friday in my Discord. And I'm mainly a debater on TikTok. I do heavy debate content with my friends. We're elite debaters. The Cadre is our little revolutionary vanguard that we started in order to like get people to organize, because we wanted to like separate ourselves from like other people who were doing debates, because there were some people who were doing debates and going up on some people's panels. I'm not going to say any names, but going up on some people's panels, you'd be trapped in like just this chaos of just like whirlwind of just everyone wanting to get their words in and whatever else. And we actually wanted to get our message across, and our message is to create revolutionary potential. And with that being said, Cadre is a revolutionary vanguard that is currently focused on building education within what is called the dual power structure. And
Absolutely. Shaun, we're going to go deeper into not only Cadre, but I want to start with you first, because I remember the first time I ever, interacted with you and learned about like who you are. And I'm not going to say any names as far as where I found you, but what I will say is ever since I have come across you, the one thing that I've learned is like you are literally the smartest person that I know. Like not even joking. I'm always so impressed as far as like the depth of knowledge that you have, the ability to communicate your knowledge, but then at the same time, you have duality. Right? You're not someone that's just like so smart that they're unrelatable. Like it's insane how you have such a high level of intellect, but at the same time, you can talk to just like anyone. So the first question I have is, how did you get to be who you are? Right? What brought you to the point where not only are you someone who has an actual background where you can engage at the highest level, but you have the ability to communicate who you are, what you're about, and the important things on a like individual level?
So I'm a what I call it. I'll tell you, I'm an Akata Marxist. Akata Marxist. I'm conceptualizing the idea of Akata Marxist because there have been like some discussions amongst Black Americans of what we want to be called, and like what should we be called? African Americans? Should we be called foundational Black Americans? Should we be called ADOS, American descendants of slaves? My lineage goes back to two farms, one in Pennsylvania, one in Virginia. I live in DC myself, and so family did not move far either way from either farm. But yeah, that's my lineage. So I'm just 100% a descendant of American slaves. Akata is an Igbo word that means stray cat. It's essentially kind of like a word to make fun of Black Americans, but I'm just kind of reclaiming it. And Akata Marxism is Marxism that centers around, it's like Afro-Marxism, but it centers around descendants of American slaves. in our struggles and pushing forward like what we need to do in order to create revolution. And because after we get the United States to go away, after the revolution kicks off and the United States goes away, I'm going back to Africa. But I still want to know who I am under the banner of Pan-Africanism, because I am a Pan-African. These gifts are so cute. But yeah, like I'm going back to Africa. And so that's who I am today. And what got me here was honestly, when I was, I want to say 7 years old, my mother sat me down in front of a TV. She put in a VHS tape of the movie X by Spike Lee. And I fell in love with Malcolm X. I fell in love with Malcolm. And so from there, all of my Black History Month reports, all of my like interesting people in history reports, anything that I had to do for literature, anything that was like, oh, you have to write about, tell us about a non-fictional story. It was always someone who was either connected to or Malcolm X himself. And so I was reading a lot about Malcolm X from really early age. And when I got to high school, I realized, like, I found out things like he had met with Fidel Castro, and I had heard all of these bad things about Fidel Castro. So I started looking into Fidel Castro. And then I found out that the Cuban Revolution was literally a revolution in order to free Black slaves in Cuba. And I fell in love with socialism. And from there, it was a wrap. It just kind of evolved from there with me looking into descendants of American slaves and the African-American struggle. But whilst looking at a socialistic lens and what we call dialectical materialism and historical materialism, and like combining those things. And so here I am today in a Cadre, trying to build revolution potential amongst the people.
Yeah, got it. Listen, I think that's super interesting as far as like the spark that lit the flame. And to know like it came from fucking Spike Lee and the Malcolm X movie and to blossom into like who you are today and the fountain of knowledge you become, like that's crazy. The one thing that I do want to know though, because I think I've heard you say this before, what's your education background? Because I think I've heard you say something about taking like certain classes at like Columbia or whatever. What about like your formal education? Because again, the one thing that I think that a lot of people miss out in when it comes to like, especially the American education system, is while there's an opportunity to be educated within the system, a large portion of the education comes outside of the system and like things that aren't readily accessible that you have to search for and find yourself. So what's your formal background? And then how much did your formal background push you to do more?
My formal background more so just opened up new areas. It started off as me, I couldn't afford to go to college. And I don't even like to talk about my formal background because I never finished college. I don't have enough money. So I never finished college, but I have taken like random classes at like different areas that I just so happened to be in. And one of the opportunities that I ended up having was, I think what you're talking about here is that I had the opportunity with my cousin. I just got lucky to take some summer classes at Cornell. But I didn't,
Cornell, that's what it is. Yeah. Sorry.
I didn't graduate or anything. When I took class, I've taken classes at community colleges here, Howard University there, whatever else. They really just furthered my like knowledge of like certain people that I wanted to know certain things about. And but most of the education that I've done, I'm not joking. Like you don't have to go to college to know the things that I know. 90% of what I know, I just looked it up. I just Googled it. I was just like, what about this? And so I Googled that. And then I found things that were like either comparing that to something or going over that itself. And I just read through the sources. And when I read something, what I typically do, I actually told someone this not too long ago. Whenever I read something, I read it 3 times. And so when I find a source, I read the source 3 times. Every time I'll read it, I'll take a break, I'll come back, read it again, take a break, think about it. I'll write down what my thoughts are like on it. And I'm like, wait, what is this? What is that? And then I'll go back and read it a 3rd time to see if I can answer any of those questions with that source. And if I can't, I'll find another source, read that 3 times. Same thing with books. I'm on my 2nd read of Das Kapital. I've read the Communist Manifesto a million times, but that's not even like an educational book. It's just like what everyone reads when it comes to communism. But yeah, I read each source 3 times. And if you do that, I promise you, like you'll remember, like you'll think someone will say something and it'll pop in your head like, wait a minute, I've read that somewhere. And then you'll be able to find it.
Yeah. No, absolutely. I think like one of my favorite lines from one of my favorite poets is repetition is the father of learning, and that's from Dwayne Michael Carter. So like I completely understand what you're saying. I do something similar. Like for me, while I'm reading certain stuff, if I write it down, right? So I have to read it and write it down at the same time as I'm reading it, and then like that's how I process it. And like it pushes it through for me. So like I completely understand that, and even more so. I think you just spoke to something, and like this is a problem that I genuinely have with society today, and something that worries me. And it's the fact that it seems like we have lost the desire for intellectual curiosity, right? We've lost the desire to seek out knowledge and want to know, and we've become so content as far as just saying like, this is what they said, so I guess this is what it is. How have you found yourself fighting back from like the lull of just accepting knowledge versus challenging knowledge? And how have you actually made sure that everything that you do is a challenge of knowledge? Because I see you challenge knowledge every time I hear you speak.
Autism, baby. That's what it does. That's what it does. Yeah. That's what it is. It's a superpower. I'm telling you. And it's all right if you don't got autism. Maybe one day go get your vaccines. But yeah, no, I've always been challenging authority. I've always been challenging what people have told me. I've always been questioning. I got in so much trouble in school. Like most people know about me getting in trouble in school from like the fights that I got into, or like the things like the insults that I hurled at someone or something like that. And that's true too. But like most of the things that I got in trouble for in school, legitimately most of the things were things like just asking questions that the teacher wasn't ready for me to ask, or just asking questions that the principal wasn't ready for me to ask, or just reading things that they gave me. Like I read the guidelines and the handbooks of everything that of all places that I work, all places that I've gone to school. Like I know the dress code in and out. And I get in trouble all the time. I still get in trouble all the time. At a job I just left, I was suspended for 3 days because I was wearing a water backpack because I was thirsty. And my supervisor said, you can't wear that. And I pulled up in the dress code for my job where I could absolutely wear my water backpack. And he got so upset that he just retaliated with telling someone that I was on my phone while I was on duty. And man. Yeah. It ended up getting reversed. So, cause I took it to the union. Work somewhere without a union? Get the fuck out of here. I took it to the union, and it got reversed because they looked at the camera footage. It showed that I wasn't on my phone, and he ended up leaving the facility. He didn't get fired. He just was like, fuck this, I'm out. But I get in a lot of trouble for just reading the things that people give me.
You know, one of my, not favorite, but one quote that I have like a love-hate relationship with, and I used to hear this all the time. If you want to hide something from a Black person, put it in a book. Like I heard that all the time, but it was more so challenging the premise that like Black people, not only, it's not that Black people can't read, it's that Black people don't necessarily search out the information that's needed. And the funny thing about that is it's not something I heard from like white people or someone trying to like engage in, you know, racism or whatever. It was literally from other Black people, right? Challenging the way that we as people seek out knowledge and information. And so you just sitting here saying like you read and you read and you read, like I think that is absolutely amazing and that's absolutely necessary. One thing that I admire, not one, but one of the many things that I admire about you, and I think like this is one thing that I hold for you in like the highest standard for, and it's something that I don't grant for everyone else. But you and I, we have our back and forths. We talk about certain things offline that I won't talk about online. But I always count on you.
I told y'all. I said,
listen,
I told y'all, see?
Hold on.
See?
Hold on.
That's
Hold on. Hold on. Slow down. I count on you saying the things that I won't say online, right? Not because I'm trying to throw you under the bus or whatever, but you have your courage and fearlessness to be so direct, to say the thing that needs to be said. It's something that while I feel like I have a great ability to communicate with different people on different levels and all this other stuff. And I pride myself on like intellectual honesty and like, you know, trying to do the right thing. The way that you have the ability to cut through like all the fluff and say what needs to be said and get to the heart of it. Like that level of fearlessness that you have. And I'm going to be honest, it doesn't live in me. And I think it's because I worry about like the weight of my words and the certain things that I could say that not offends people, because I'm not worried about offending people, but I'm so worried about sparking something that people aren't ready for. And you're like, no, fuck that. Say the thing. Where did that come from? And like, how do you do that?
I honestly think that it goes with the I think that formidable years, especially, are like really important. And since the first revolutionary that I ever encountered was Malcolm X, and since like everything that I did, I compared it to Malcolm X, and everything that I read, I compared it to Malcolm X, and all the books that I read, I compared them to books that were either written by or for the movements that Malcolm X had done. He wasn't afraid to go on TV and talk about what it was that Black people were going through. He wasn't afraid to go on TV and talk about what the systems were doing. He would go on anyone's show. They would ask him questions and they'd be like, well, what about this? And what about that? And don't you think this? And don't you think that? And he was like, why would I care about this? Why would I care about that? Why would I think about that? Like, I'm going through these things. By any means necessary means by any means necessary. I'm not going to stop doing so. And one of the things that he had said at one point in time, and I sometimes refer to this, I don't say Malcolm X said X, Y, Z. I just say the thing, is that he talks about how white people don't censor themselves or wait for other people to be ready for anything else to happen. George Washington didn't give a fuck about if people wanted to be in 13 colonies outside of Britain. He didn't care. He just did it. He went and did it. White people can go do whatever the fuck they want, say whatever the fuck they want, be whoever the fuck they want. And for whatever reason, niggas gotta talk about, oh, nah, we gotta wait for everybody to be ready with. No, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
I have never thought about that. Like never, ever thought about it. You know what that reminds me of though? And it's like literally something I've been talking about a lot lately. And like, that's white privilege, right? The ability to like not have to conform to society and society just conforms around you. And I've never thought about that. I think that, wow. I follow-up question for that then. Okay. How do you deal with, and I know this may seem kind of trivial, how do you deal with the fallout from what comes from that? Because you know for a fact that the difference between a white person doing the thing or saying the thing is like, it just happens or whatever. But it's so interesting, especially I'll take like a microcosm, and I'll take this application, right? When we're on this app, it seems like I get the most like wildest shit that occurs, violations, all this other stuff, when I'm just sitting here talking about how Black people are dealing with society and like the actual issues that Black people are facing within society. They get so mad, and they do everything possible to try to stop you from just saying the things, right? So how do you deal with that when you have the ability to just do it and cut through it, but then the amount of blowback and pushback that you receive from people just trying to stop you from expressing that? How do you deal with that?
What I typically do is ignore it. Like when it comes to TikTok used to do this thing where I doubt they still do it, because I tried it and it didn't work. But they used to do this thing where if I would tell them, I would just say in the details of whatever email that I would send them to try and get live access back, because we used to just send emails. Like we would appeal it, but they would immediately say, nope, the appeal upholds, the appeal is denied. The ban upholds the whatever, you can't go live for 7 days. You can't go live for 3 days, whatever you do. So we would find the support staff and send an email to the support staff. And I found that if I were to say something like, the conversation went something like this, and I would quote what the person said and how the person was being a certain, because when I do debates and whatever else, I don't just pop off and go, everybody getting shot, you getting shot, you getting shot. I don't do that. Right. Like I'm not, doing nothing like that. I'm not doing nothing crazy. We're doing debates, and you're saying something that is either racist, sexist, homophobic, anti-woman, like anything that you're saying. And I'm responding to that. And I would tell TikTok, it just seems weird that when a Black person responds to racism, or when someone like a marginalized person responds to someone who's doing something like homophobia, xenophobia, sexism, whatever, that you would ban the person who's defending the marginalized and protected class. And I told them, this is something that one of my friends came up with. It seems like digital redlining to me. And they would immediately reinstate my account, because in their terms and conditions and their services, I don't know if y'all know this, they also have to abide by them if they want to make money. Because they have shareholders. They have to explain to their shareholders why certain people who are on the app, who make them money or who get them views or whatever else, are now not getting them views. Like if they have a big content creator like Santana, or like, I'm gonna say this because they're big content creators, Dean and Parker, and they're banned for a week or whatever, you have your huge creators who are getting large numbers on live every single day, and you have to explain to your shareholders why those accounts are now bleeding.
Yeah. That never made sense to me as well, but like it's interesting. I never thought about the obligation for them to withhold to TOS as well, and like that makes perfect sense. And even more so, like again, that's another reason why I absolutely love you, is because it's your ability to not only like know the system and work inside of the system, but to be able to manipulate the system and even know how to work outside of the system. Like I would never think to actually send an email doing just that, right? If I send an email, it'd be like, hey, you guys banned my account. Any way I could, but like being able to understand that and then utilize that is something that's amazing. And even more so, it kind of connects to what I do, or as far as like how I feel about you. So Shaun, I've said this to you many a times, and certain people have heard me talk about this. I have a no-no list, a do not go. I have a list of people where if there was ever an opportunity to debate these people, I would never, ever, just wouldn't. The people that are on that list for me is Athena, Covey, it's Adorna, and it's Shaun. Those are the only three people on this entire app. If I had the opportunity to debate, I would just say no. I would literally just concede and just say no. You said not Jeff. No, I would try. I mean, I wouldn't say that I would be successful, but I would debate Jeff. Like seriously, I mean, any other person that you can think of, whether I am, going to win the debate or not, I would take them on. But those three people, just absolutely not. Absolutely not. So, and it's even funny, right? So I have a specific example because like when I debate, usually it's like, what about Solid or Swan? I'll debate Solid or Swan. I'm telling you, it's the three people I just said. I remember there was a time where I was doing topics, and it was more so when I shifted away from like, Trump supporters to like opening it up to everyone. And I was opening up to people that didn't vote, right? And so I took a shift towards people that didn't vote. And before I went live, I sent you a direct message and I showed you my background. And I said, I know you see this background, but you cannot come up. Like I literally told you, I know that you can request because this is open and you would be able to debate this, but I refuse to have you up and debate you. Like literally just said, no, thank you. But that brings me to my point. How in the hell did you become like an actual like assassin when it comes to debates? Like I just, when I watch you debate and I watch you like intellectually dissect every single point and to understand like the meta ethics and like philosophy, but then the real world application, like there's no aspect of debate that you can engage in, and there's no aspect of debate that I've ever seen you not engage in or either fail in. Like, how did that happen? And yeah.
So I have friends. I have the luxury of having friends who also read and also like think about the things that we want to talk about on live, and we call each other and we talk about things. And I'm like, I want to say this or I want to say that. There's been an argument that I've been wanting to make against God for a little while. And Jeff has, the only thing that has stopped me is that I'll call Jeff and I'll be like, all right, let me ask you this. What if I said A, B, and C? And Jeff is just like, okay, well, that's going to be an issue because of this, that, and the other thing. I'm just like, and we go back and forth at it on the phone. So like iron sharpens iron, steel sharpens steel. And so like, it really is that. When I started off debating, I started off with a debate tactic of what I call stacking. So like I would figure out like what a person is against, and then I would just stack up a bunch of different things on the basis, like things that they didn't know. Because historical materialism requires that you know certain information, especially if you're going to critique something. Like the reason I critique capitalism, the reason I critique voting, the reason I critique, people are going to make fun of me for this, and I'm just going to toss it all out there. The reason I critique all of these things and like liberalism and all of these things is because I used to do those things. And I don't mean like I used to vote. Like that's cool. Like I did used to vote. I have voted before. I voted this last election, but like I used to actually advocate for voting. I canvassed for Democrats. I walked door to door for people who ran for Board of Education positions in my counties. I've done these things. I've worked within the systems. I've talked to legislators face to face, met them, shook their hand, said things to them, figured things out about them, wrote them letters, called them, texted with them. Like I've done these things. These things are not foreign to me. I've sat in on debates. I've sat in on filibusters. I live in DC. Like it's not hard to do. Like I just right up the street, right? So like I've done all of these things. So when I talk about them, I'm not just talking about them from an outside perspective that people tend to like talk about and ask about. This is like, oh, well, don't you think this and don't you think that or whatever else? No, I don't think anything. I've seen it firsthand. And I'm privileged enough to live in DC where I can go down the street and like sit in on a fucking filibuster if I want to, or stand in into the actual Capitol and watch legislators walk across or whatever. I know I have friends who work in the Capitol. Like it's not something that like I'm foreign to. Like we call each other, we figure shit out about what's going on in the Capitol. I know what the fuck I'm talking about the things that I'm against. And I know what the fuck I'm talking about the things that I'm for, because I read them over and over and over and over. And that's just where it comes from. Where like my debate tactic used to be what I called stacking. I would just stack a bunch of information up and I'd be like, okay, so you didn't know about this, you didn't know about this, and you didn't know about this. Since you didn't know about these things, I just want to ask you, now that you know, have you changed your mind about your opinion on X or whatever else it is? Mm-hmm. And that was my debate tactic. But now I'm just getting straight to the point because I find that it is easier for me to not stack a bunch of information and have someone like, because, you know, the ops on TikTok, they'll hear something for the first time and they'll be like, actually, I'm an expert in that now.
Oh, that's holy shit. Every
like,
time.
Every time. It's like, you didn't even know what it was 2 minutes ago. Mm-hmm. Like, and so I find it easier to just kind of like cut through all of that, mostly do what we call internal critiques. And when I give my own argument, they're ironclad arguments because I am on the phone with other heavy hitters. I'm on the phone with the people on your list. I'm on the phone with Jeff.
Yeah.
I'm on the phone, and so it just becomes a lot easier once you do things like that. Community really does strengthen you.
Yep.
And that's
No, listen, I couldn't agree more, and even more so. Like I love the tease as far as Cadre, because we're going to get to that in like 2 seconds. But before we shift off of like the rest of the people, and like, because it's so interesting. Right. I can't remember if it was I knew you first or I knew Jeff first. But like, you know, one introduced the other and then like blah, blah, blah. And we've continued to roll down the actual path of me being introduced to like so many of these other amazing people, which we're going to get to them, you know, not only in the conversation, but get to them, you know, over the next couple of weeks as far as the introduction of Cadre. But to be able to sit under the learning tree, as I like to call it. Like I genuinely enjoy sitting in all of your lives, and whether it's just me sitting there and not saying anything and just listening for like hours, or if it's just me like actually just you know, engaging or having an opportunity. I'm always, it's funny, I'll join like your panel or your live, and I'll join like Solid's live or whatever. And you know me, like I'm here on this app debating all day, every day, whatever. But when I get up on the panel with you all, I tend to like be more quiet and reserved. And I don't want to necessarily debate the ops, because I feel like there's such a gap between what you guys know and do and how you do it versus like what I know and what I do. And so for me, it's just always like just an enjoyable experience to be able to learn in proximity, whether it's from the chat or on the panel. So I genuinely enjoy that. But the question that I have with that is, like I talked about how you have like such a wealth of knowledge and you're so well-rounded in every single thing. What's your favorite thing to actually debate? Because like I've seen you do it all, but like where, if you had to say like, this is, when someone brings us up, like I'm on it. What's that thing for you?
To be honest, I have
something
honestly
happened with the mic. Now you sound like you're a little far away.
Okay, hold on.
It kind of shifted from how I just heard you just a moment. Chat, keep tapping the screen. Let's go ahead and get the likes up to 100,000 likes. Now there's a robot. Okay, we're gonna give it a second. Keep tapping the screen.
How about now?
And I say it again.
How about now?
Yes, perfect. Okay. All right. What's that thing that it's like not only your bread and butter, but you're like, I could do this. Fucking Steve Rogers. I can do this all day. What's that moment for you?
It honestly is communism. It is honestly socialism. Like, I know everyone says it and they're like, whenever Shaun gets that thing, I'm stereotypical. I'm very predictable. I do all of the debates because I force myself to be into them. I used to never do abortion debates. Abortion debates were so boring to me. Like, they were so boring, but I forced myself to like them because I was like, well, if we're going to talk about things that, people with uteruses go through, then obviously I need to be able to like give educational violence to people who don't want people with uterus to have abortions. But like, it was just, to me, it was just like every argument that I had heard was a fallacious argument. And so what we have is the prompt that says that every anti-abortion argument is a fallacious argument. And I love talking about that. I love pointing out people's fallacies. And so it made that fun for me. But the stereotypical thing for me is just communism and socialism. I'm a Marxist. I'm a communist. I love socialism. I think socialism will fix everything. Socialism addresses all social classes, all economic classes. It addresses the issues with money. It addresses poverty. It addresses crime. It addresses the judiciary and legislative. It takes away things like executive positions. It puts the power in the people's hands. It gives access to resources. It frees marginalized people. It creates national liberation movements. I can literally go on all day long about what communism and socialism does. And I just fucking love it because it encompasses everything. But if we're just talking about the economic system of socialism by itself, I'm on it. Are you serious? Are you serious? Are we kidding me? Right now, lifting this many people out of poverty, getting rid of this many oppressors, overthrowing this many military dictators, freeing this many niggas, black slaves who were on farms, who couldn't go to the same hospitals as white people. Are you serious? Fuck out of here. That's my shit. That's my shit.
Okay. I get it, right? And even more so, like, I hear the passion when you start to get there, but like, I think that it takes that passion in order to be able to not only clearly articulate it, but to be able to drive the point home. And it's super interesting. And the one thing that I will say, and maybe, damn, that I get called a commie all the time. And I think it's like the fact that I interact with so many of you guys, and I know you all are like tugging, but like listening to you have those debates, listening to you guys have those debates, it makes so much sense. Like every time I hear you guys talk about it and every time you guys like really dig into it, it makes so much sense. And then it makes me want to go back and find out more, right? And so I think that's something that's like absolutely amazing. Shaun, I do have to check because I know I told you it was going to be about an hour, but I could go a couple of different ways. I have a couple more questions, but I can stall those. I wanted to see if you were still, if you were going to be up for allowing people to come up and give you a couple of questions. Or what do we look like for time as far as you?
I got all the time in the world.
Perfect. Okay. So I have one, well, not one. I got a couple more questions and I'm going to shift gears and then we're going to open it up to the panel as far as if anyone wants to come up and you have a specific question for Shaun. So to start, you guys can start hopping in the box here. After I get through this next couple of questions, if you have a question directly for Shaun, then you can hop in the box and I will make sure I get the question. I know we are live on YouTube as well, and there's a couple of questions over on YouTube, so I'll make sure I get those questions in as well. But if you have a question, you can go ahead and get in the box. And please understand that if you come up here just to hang out and talk, I will drop you. I do not play those games. Make sure when you come up, you have a question and we will deal with that question. All right. I want to shift gears for half a second because we've been talking about you, which is super important, but we want to talk about the whole, right? And that's Cadre. And so if you could, for the people one more time, explain to them what Cadre is. You can kind of, highlight the people as well. And then I have some questions to go from there. Okay.
First, I'm going to say, you notice how Santana didn't pause when he said we're going to talk about the whole chat.
This is a family show, Shaun. I'm pretty sure my mom's watching. I am positive my mom is watching right now. Or she's going to watch it back on YouTube.
Look, I didn't say it. I didn't say it. The whole crazy. Anyway, yeah. So yeah, no pause. Yeah, so Cadre Revolutionary Vanguard that is currently dedicated to building education, chat, that is currently dedicated to building education within the dual power structure. With that, the dual power structure is something that Lenin had wrote about. And it's something that Huey Newton talked about, all of the Black Panthers talked about, and the things that if you look at any of the things that Fred Hampton talks about, he talks about this as well, because you can't just have action. When you tell people about an issue, I heard this thing and it resonated with me so much. When you tell people about an issue and you just keep telling them about the issue, they just get used to it. They're just like, okay, well, that's an issue, and we're just going to have to get used to that issue. And you have to tell them solutions, and that leads into dual power through education that builds revolutionary potential. Is what we talk about. And so Cadre is doing that. We're doing what we like to call intellectual violence amongst people who want to keep marginalized people marginalized, and we are building revolutionary potential by educating the people. And the education will fuel your, what is called praxis. When you take that education and you go out on the street and you apply that education to something, you apply that education to whatever you do for unhoused people, or whatever you do for women, or whatever you do for gay people, or whatever else it may be. Once you apply that education, that's called praxis. So the Cadre consists of me, Jeff from End of a Species, which is Super Solid, or For the Proletariat on TikTok, Ari for Education on TikTok, Miss Kinsey, and Black Swan on here on TikTok. We go live. There's someone live every day. Swan's probably live right now. Swan stays live.
I'm positive. So Swan is here. Swan is here. But I will say I peeked over, and I know Swan is on another panel as well. Boom. Anyway, sorry, go ahead. Go ahead. Yes, I called you out directly, Swan.
There you go.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Swan does what we like to call oftentimes double dipping. I want to say W to Kelly. See, I got this from Santana. I want to say W to Kelly for sending 20 to the Venmo.
Fuck it, really quick. Hey, if you guys haven't paid attention, Shaun's pay links are in the poll running. So show Shaun some love. Yes, we want to go ahead. Let's go ahead. Before the end of this live, we definitely need Shaun above 10K coins. We're at 7.91 and 1.1 thousand people here, but let's get Shaun above 10K coins. Also, Shaun's pay links are in the poll. Show Shaun some love. I know there's a couple of people on YouTube who have been clamoring for Shaun's information. I did put it in the actual description of the YouTube video, but I will make sure that Shaun gives you a moment to tell you where to find her on all of the social medias. But we will get to that. But again, Shaun's pay links are running in the poll. Fucking drop something in the pay links. Anyway, sorry, go ahead.
No, you're good. So that's who it consists of. It's me, Jeff from End of a Species, For the Proletariat, Super Solid is what we call him. Super Solid actually comes on Santana's lives a lot. You might see Super Solid a lot. Kinsey, Ari for Education, and Black Swan. And like one of us is usually live, and that's what we're doing at the moment. We got some new things that we're going to roll out for y'all. We're going to have a W to Izzy for sending $10 to the Cash App.
Let's fucking go.
I appreciate y'all. Oh, I missed it. I'm sorry.
Oh, don't steal my stuff. Stop it. Whoa. Hold on now.
I'm a socialist, so it's our stuff.
All right,
our stuff.
I'll accept it. I'll take it.
But no,
you got it.
That's Cadre. And we do. There's a running joke that me and Swan don't sleep because we'll be live till like 4 a.m. and then we'll be like, we're going to bed, and then you'll see us on live again at like 7 a.m. And you're like, did you only sleep for 3 hours? And be like, nah, I slept for like, I don't know, something. I slept. Don't worry about it. But yeah, we that if you want access to us, that's the thing. One of the big things that if you want access to us, follow the Cadre account. We have a Cadre account. And I hope it's in the chat now. W to Belly for sending 10 to the Cash App.
It's absolutely in the comments right now, but the Cadre account is at the Cadre Vanguard. That's at TheCadreVanguard. And again, if you're over on YouTube, I put that in the description of the actual YouTube video as well. So if you're watching it back later and you want to find it, I did put that information on the in the YouTube as well. Follow the account. Let's make sure we are following the account.
Yeah, I got some content that I want to put on there. We all do different kinds of content. For me, in particular, because I'm gonna just highlight me, because everybody else will have a chance to highlight them. I do popular memes, but I make them communist. Like, that's what I do. I do popular memes. I just make them socialist. And so if you want some socialist meme content, I'm going to get back into content creating, like videos and whatever else. But that's what I do. I've been focusing heavily on W for the 25 for the in Cash App. But there's Cadre right there, Cadre account. But yeah, that's what I do when I make content. I tend to get overwhelmed. I have a blessing. Like, I have a huge blessing. I'm legitimately at this point not trying to toot my own horn. Everyone knows when I try and toot my own horn, I will. Oh my God. Thank you, Darcy, for the $50 to the Venmo. You're amazing. Jesus. You guys are awesome.
Keep running it up, chat. Keep running up. It's 1,000 of us.
This is
run
crazy.
It up.
This is crazy. But yeah, I have this gift where, like, for whatever reason, I do pop culture stuff, and I don't really get discouraged at something not going viral, but I tend to get overwhelmed when things go viral. And that happens like, sometimes I'll put out something and it'll just go viral out of nowhere. And then I'm just like, I wasn't ready for this. I was not ready. I just wanted to make this one video. I don't have another video ready for y'all. I don't know what to do. And so, but I'm going to try and get back into like constant content creation. And we are actually trying to do something where we're able to quit our jobs and do this full time and give you content and education full time. But we just we got to live. So there's that. Got
to support. That's why you guys got to hit those pay links. If you want to see, like, if you want to be able to provide, which I think, like, one of the reasons why, like, because I'm super funny about who I platform or who I have like up with me for debates and But one of the reasons why, like, I spend so much time in you all spaces, and I love having you guys on the panel. And it's not because, like, oh, it's Black AF, which I do love that, but like, every time I listen, I feel like the purpose that you guys are striving for is so much more important than the things that I tend to talk about, right? And which, I believe in the things that I talk about, and I want to push the things that I talk about, and I know it's important. But then when I hear, like, you all engage in the things that you're talking about, I'm like, holy shit, more people should be paying attention to this, right? And that's one reason why I love to, like, try to get as many eyes and focus and attention on what you all are doing. And, like, I completely agree. If you guys want this to be a thing, then you have to support them for sure. And, like, being able to push them towards the direction where they could do this full time would be a benefit to everyone. What I do, okay, wait 1 second. All right, sorry. I have two last questions. And just for anyone who is who doesn't know, get in the box if you have a question for Shaun. Only request up if you have a question for Shaun. Once I get through these two questions, we'll bring a couple of people in, and we'll start with the Q&A session of Brunch with My Creator. But make sure that if you are in the request, that you have a question for Shaun. This is not hangout time. This is not chilling or whatever. Make sure that you have a question for Shaun and you are ready with your question. So get in the request if you have a question for Shaun. I got two questions, and then we will move into it. All right, Shaun, first question, super simple and super easy, but a lot of people missed it. A lot of people heard you talk about what Cadre is. And so they have an understanding as far as what Cadre is, who it consists of, and things along like those lines, and the actual pushing of what you guys are looking to do. But one thing that I've seen multiple people saying, and I always forget this as well, is what does Cadre stand for? And also, how did you guys come up with the name?
Okay, yeah. Cadre stands for, I want to ask, can I clarify this question?
Sure, go ahead. You got it.
What do you mean, what do we stand for necessarily?
No. The actual, like the CADRE, what is the acronym?
What does it stand? What is the, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so Cadre.
How did you guys come up with it?
Yeah. So Cadre is a word that basically means faction. It's like usually used within a socialist context. It usually means like faction, a faction of people who are doing something specific and specialized. That's what the word means. What we came up with when we did Cadre, it stands for Communists Are Doing Revolutionary Education. And so, and because that's who we are, that's what we are. We are communists who are doing revolutionary education. So that's what our acronym is. But Cadre is an actual word. It does mean faction, usually used within a socialist context. It's usually talking about a military context in which there's a specific faction that does like certain things. Think like SEAL Team 6 would be like a cadre, right? So like, yeah, but the acronym for it we came up with is Communists Are Doing Revolutionary Education. I thought that you all came up with that word. I mean, like cadre based off of that. I didn't even, in which I should have looked it up. So I thought you guys can. Okay, that makes perfect sense. All right, it's duality. Anyways, I'm sorry. Go duality,
ahead.
Yeah. What did you? I forgot the second question.
How did you guys come up with it?
Oh, yeah. So this is a funny story, actually. So we used to be called something else, and we were going through a name change because we wanted to do a name change because we had some things that were rolling out, and we wanted like better brand recognition. And so we had already agreed that we were going to change the name. We just didn't know what it was going to be. And I was on the phone with Super Solid, and we were like, I was like, what are we going to change our name to? Because by next week, we should have this name rolled out. This was like, I don't know, 3-4 weeks ago. And he was like, that we were just spitballing names back and forth. And it was like, what about this? And like, nah, that ain't no. It's like, oh, but what about that? No. Or what about that? Nah, it's too corny. And so then Solid was like, oh, you know, a name that I really have always liked? Cadre. And I looked it up and I was like, I've heard that name before. And I looked it up and I was like, oh, yeah. This is cool. And we spitballed a couple more names back and forth. And Solid was like, he had to go do something. Y'all know him. He's a dad. Make fun of him for it. Aha, nigga, you got kids. W to Susan for the $10 to the Cash App. I love y'all. Oh, you're watching on YouTube. YouTube. Shout out to YouTube.
I'm telling you, YouTube has questions for you over, and I'll get to it, but like YouTube is like on it. Anyway, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
But yeah. But he had to go be a dad or whatever. And he was like, but I really want to think about these names and whatever else. And I was like, all right, cool. We'll spitball some names. So then the very next day he goes live and someone goes, W, the old name. And I was like, I immediately came off mute and I go, we're not that name anymore. We're not called that anymore. We're now called Cadre. We are Cadre. We will be Cadre until something crazy happens. We are Cadre, right? And that is our new name, and that is who we are now. And Super Solid was like, yeah, we're Cadre. We're Cadre. And then someone goes, what does Cadre mean? And I immediately, just off the cuff, went up with Communists Are Doing Revolutionary Education.
That's fucking crazy. I love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Fucking awesome. Okay. So this is the last question I have. And so again, get in the request if you have a question for Shaun. We're going to take a couple of questions after this. So make sure that if you are in the request, you have questions for Shaun. Also, one other request. I'm not sure who currently has the Cadre account or Cadre account, but can you go ahead and get in the request as well? I want to bring the account up, and we just want to have the account up here so people can follow the account as well. So whoever is managing the Cadre account at the moment, please get in the request. I'm going to bring the account up so people can actually follow the account too. Please and thank you. All right. So the last question that I have, it's something that people don't know. No. It's like a dynamic between you and I. You are like one of the only people, and I've said this to you before, you're the only person that absolutely gets my taste in music. And so like throughout, I have a certain people that I send stuff to on TikTok all the time, but I send you like the most random shit all day, every day, right? Like just random shit all the time. And it's always the ones that I enjoy the most is like when I find like music or like someone that I've never heard before or something that I'm like, this is dope as shit. And the first person I think of is you, and I send it to you. Tell us more about like your preference in music, what you actually like, what's your go-to, the things that you actually enjoy, like just a little bit more about you and how you engage with music.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I can do that. I love music. When I'm like one of those, I'm like the worst person when it comes to music because I literally listen to everything. And when people say they listen to everything, they usually mean like, there's this philosophy where it's for music and movies. Not a philosophy, it's a saying. But there's two types of people when it comes to music. And I'm going to say this about music. There's two types of people when it comes to music. There's people who love music, and there's people who love the music they love. And so when people love the music they love, they tend to say, oh, I'll listen to anything. And then I'll put on like yodeling. And people are like, what is this? And I'm like, you don't love music. Like I'll put on bluegrass and I'll be sitting there like, yes, this is my shit for real. And I'm telling you, I listen to literally everything. Anything comes on the radio. I don't care if it's country. I don't care if it's gospel. Like I listen to anything. I'm an atheist, but I listen to everything. I love music. And so one of my, the ways that I approach music, especially through a Black lens, is that I believe, and I don't think anyone has an argument against me. You can try and argue against me all you want. But I will bring up the stats. I looked this up. Hip hop is the greatest music genre in human history. It is the greatest music genre in human history. I'm gonna say this one more time. Hip hop is the greatest music genre in history. I fucking love hip hop. I fucking love rap. I love whatever you want to call it. I love that shit. It is so good to me. It has always been good to me. And like, but that's how I approach music. I approach music with just a love of music, and I love music for what it is. But it's just something about hip hop. You throw on a hip hop track, I'm vibing. It is always. And that's just how I go into it.
Yeah. Again, and that's the reason why, like, I send you all the random shit that I do, because it's the same type of relationship that I have with music. Like, if it's good, it's good. I don't care what it is. Like, if it's good, if it's good, I fucks with it. And so that's why, like, it drives my wife insane, because I'll throw on like rock or metal listen. She's like, what are you listening to? Like I'll throw on, classical music.
So good though.
I'm like, if it's a fucking banger, it's a banger.
It's a banger.
So like that's something that I absolutely, and again, you're the only person I've ever met that does the same thing. Everyone else, to your point, like they love their music. They may love a certain type of music, whatever, but it's not just across the board. Like you look at any of my music playlists and you're like, this makes no sense. There's no consistency at all.
There's no structure. I do not care either. I don't care. Like I do not care. I will literally be listening to, if you saw my Spotify Wrapped, like my Spotify Wrapped will be like, oh, this month you listen to a variety of music. Your most listened to song will be, and it'll be something crazy. It'll be like fucking the Lost City Ramblers, like a bluegrass song. And like you listen to this song 278 times this month. And then it'll be like, but my number one artist is Chance the Rapper. It's like it's zero structure, like zero structure. I listen to literally everything. But yeah, if it's a banger, it's a banger. Somebody asked me what I feel about the Bay Area hyphy. The Bay Area hyphy is hip hop, and it is West Coast hip hop. It's unapologetic. I fucking love the Bay Area. Shout out to my hyphy niggas. Like I get hyphy myself when that shit, hyphy. Nigga, what? Stop it. I love music.
Yeah. All right. Let's get into it. We're going to get into the Q&A section. Again, if you have a question for Shaun, get in the box. Make sure when you get up here, you are ready. You have your question. A couple of quick W's that I want to throw over on YouTube. Firefly Driver, thank you so much for the $1.99 super chat to say this song was a banger. Talking about the intro, yes it is. I fucking love it. W's in the chat for Renegade for the $10 super chat to say please share this with your co-host. I got you. I would like to talk more about what they mean by not voting. So Shaun, I know you kind of talked about that. So while we're getting someone else over, I would like to allow you to kind of speak on that a little bit more. I don't know if they need more because you went into it, but still, I wanted to make sure I acknowledge that. Ginger, thank you for the $2 super chat. And then also Rust Belt, thank you so much for the $10 super chat to say, please share this with Shaun. I got you. And thank you for introducing Shaun. She's awesome. I thought there was a question. Absolutely. All right, we're going to start bringing people up. Shaun, I didn't know if you want to kind of touch that one more time as far as what you meant by not voting.
Y'all see how Santana don't pause? You want to touch that one more time?
I said what I said.
Hey,
I said what I said what I said.
Yes.
I stand on what I said.
Hey. Voting is compliance within the system. It's like the United States has always been a fascist nation. When someone yesterday said they disagree with voting in a socialist context, I'm like, I'm not even talking about a socialist context. If you want to do voting in a socialist context, that's perfectly fine. I don't care about that. But I'm talking about in the current system that we have today, when we talk about voting, especially within Western nations, and you talk about voting for whoever's running for office here or there, even locally, these things have no revolutionary potential. They make no real substantial or sustainable change. Is really just all I'm talking about. It is compliance into the system. It is you saying, like, when you do voting, the way that the United States especially has occupied people with voting is that they make it so important to emphasize a person well before an election has happened. And so you're putting all of your time, energy, and effort into that election for someone who is, let's be honest, most likely going to lose. Because they don't have the donors, they don't have the backing. Unless you are a corporation and work for a corporation and are advocating for someone who's going to give billionaires more money, your candidate is most likely going to lose. And if they do win, they're going to most likely serve a term or two, get absolutely nothing done, and then fall by the wayward side. It's not revolutionary. There's no real way to make change from it. It does not create anything substantial or sustainable. And when you do it, it has a way, especially the US, has a way of engulfing you into the system so that you don't have time or effort to do anything else. And I know this again because I've done these things. I've canvassed before. I've gone door to door. I've advocated for voting. I've opened registration booths. I've sat at county fairs registering people to vote. I've done all of these things. And that's what I mean by, like, I don't advocate for voting. If you do voting, that's perfectly fine. I don't necessarily care. All I'm telling you is that when you say that you go vote, it's like someone telling me that they're going to go play Rainbow Six Siege. I'm just like, all right, if you want to go waste your time, do it. There ain't nothing to me. But like,
Exactly.
is it Jermaine?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm sorry. I was gonna get into it. I wanted to
Jeremy.
finish, but yeah.
Yes, it's Jeremy. It's spelled funny.
I'm sorry.
So really quick, Angie, W's in the chat for Angie for the $10 donation, saying, share this with Shaun. You two are well educated and music is awesome. Absolutely, Angie. I will be sending this over to Shaun. W's in the chat for you. Thank you so much. All right.
Speaking of music, real quick, somebody said in the comments, they said, "What's my favorite word?" And I can't say it on Santana's live.
Cannot.
He will, but I do it. I will say that.
Fun fact. My dad's favorite rapper was Too Short. Like,
oh yeah,
yeah. You know how much Too Short I listened to growing up. Like, anyway.
Shout out to the West Coast. Shout out to the West Coast.
Yeah. All right, Jermaine, what question do you have for Shaun?
I think it was Jeremy.
Yeah, so it's Jeremy.
Jeremy. I'm sorry.
It's cool. I might call
you see what month it is? It's February. It's February. Listen. This February, that shit gets scary when I fuck around and drop. Man, we're waiting. Jermaine.
Let's go.
Please. I'm sorry. All right. Go ahead.
So the question I had, Shaun, well, Santana took my first question, so I'm going to take this. The music was my first question. But the second question would be, did you have like formal debate training, like via college, high school, or something? And if not, how did you learn to properly debate and all the terminology? And are there books that you could recommend I could read to be able to kind of do what you guys do, or you people do, or you folks do? Sorry.
Yeah. I watched a lot of debates. I debated a bit in high school, but debate wasn't like a huge thing in my high school. But I have watched debates, like actual. I've gone to primary debates, presidential debates, and wherever else as well. And I watched debates in high school as well as there was a club in high school. It wasn't a debate club, but they did teach us about like Lincoln Douglas style debates. What we mostly do on TikTok is like more so like free form debates where anyone can really chime in anywhere. We try and keep it as straight as possible. But yeah, usually like I guess I didn't necessarily have any training, but I did see stuff. When it comes to learning how to debate, the only things that I read is that I just Googled different forms of debates, and I just read like what the structures are, what the timings are, and any debates that were structured that way and didn't have those times was usually a time that was divisible by that time. If that makes does that make sense to you?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
Yeah. And so I don't have any books to read on how to debate or whatever. But I will just say, like, honestly, Google is my best friend. Make it yours too.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much.
Perfect.
No
Thank you so much for coming. Thank you for the question. All right. Again, guys, only request up if you have a question for Shaun. Only request up if you have a question for Shaun. When we get up here, be ready, have your question, and we will roll right into it. All right. Neffy, how are you?
It's Nuffy. W to Nuffy for sending me a Cash App last night for was it $25? It was $25. Let's just say that. So W to Nafi. I said I would shout them out on this live. What's up, Nafi?
Nafi, what's your question?
Hey, there's something playing in the background. Give me 1 second, sorry.
Okay. Nafi is people's, y'all. I just want y'all to know this. Nafi is people's. Like, Nafi will be in the Discord asking questions, sharing stuff about other Discords, will debate in Discord, like talks shit about different places, will challenge views. Like Nafi is people's. I don't know if y'all know Nafi, but Nafi is people's. When I'm on the phone with people, the people on Santana's list, and we're iron sharpens iron, half of the stuff that we're talking about, because we're on the phone all day, all night, all day, half of the stuff we're talking about is our people, and Nafi comes up often. Jeff brings up Nafi all the fucking time. Solid brings up Nafi all the fucking time. Solid, like it is, we love Nafi is what I'm saying. Nafi is people's.
Nafi, are you ready?
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you, Shaun. So kind. Can you tell me the book that you keep on like taking and like studying and reading a lot?
Which one? Which book?
Huh?
Which book? There's a couple.
Like, can you tell me the book that you tend to like study a lot?
Constantly go back to?
Yeah.
Honestly, yeah, I can do that. It's not a long book. It is actually the book that I recommend to baby socialists. It's called Why Communism by M.J. Olgan.
Oh my God. Yes, I love that book so much.
I go back to that book all the time. Like, that book tends to give a really good basis for like why a person should be a socialist, and even gives a fairly good basis on like how to organize workplaces.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. And because you love music, you love Hamilton, right?
Kick Nafi off the panel. Kick Nafi off the panel.
No, I refuse because, like, first and foremost, that's my shit. So, like, I don't know what we're talking about. Like, fucking W's Hamilton. Anyway, Nafi, thank you so much for coming up. I appreciate you.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. All right, guys.
I just want to let Cadre know Nafi is now persona non grata.
Whatever. Like, if you want to do that, then you got to kick me out too, because that Hamilton is a hill I'll die on.
But you didn't say I love Hamilton. Yeah. So I have this whole thing with Hamilton. It's an inside joke, but it's this whole thing with Hamilton because of like the political context of Hamilton just irks me so bad. I will say this though, the music in Hamilton, it does slap. It's very catchy. It does slap. But the political content of Hamilton is just, it makes me cringe so bad. And everyone...
If you... Go ahead, finish. I'm sorry.
No. It's just everyone tells me that, oh, you love Hamilton, right? You love Hamilton because everyone that I like hang out with loves Hamilton. And I'm just like, oh my God. But okay, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know why that happened. I was just going to say one thing that I will say, and Shaun, are you in anime?
Yeah, I'm in anime.
Okay, I thought so.
Yeah.
You've watched One Piece, right?
I watched a lot of One Piece. Yeah, I haven't like caught up at all on One Piece. If
you want to talk about like the revolutionary subtext of like One Piece, or if you really want to talk like, holy shit, it's a whole thing. Like,
that'd be fun. That would be a lot of fun. Yeah.
All right, Jarrett. Hey, Jarrett, what's your question for Shaun?
Hey, you two. I'm always nervous talking to Shaun, but I'm not going to throw away my shot.
Kick Jarrett off the panel!
I see what you did there.
No! But it's talking to Shaun is like climbing up the huge mountain to talk to the wise sage. And so, but I guess my question is, as we've talked about before, Shaun, I'm kind of moving away from passivism a little bit, but mostly I'm really broken down by the capitalist machine, and outside of Das Kapital and the Communist Manifesto. Where can I start learning and read and if I don't have the time always to listen to the Cadre, what can I read so that I can break this capitalist indoctrination? But also and this is just a statement, on music, I highly recommend Carolina Chocolate Drops. If you've never heard of them, they're an all-black bluegrass band from North Carolina, and they do an amazing cover of Hit 'Em Up Style.
Okay. Okay.
Check that out.
I gotta check. It's called the Carolina Chocolate Drops.
Yes.
I gotta. Yeah, I'm gonna check that out. A book. Shout out to the book we just talked about. A book that you can read that'll help you get into the spirit of communism, if you will, is it's called Why Communism by M.J. Olgan. It's a fairly short book. I actually like it more than I like the manifesto, because this book is about talking to people and telling them reasons that communism is needed. Whereas the Communist Manifesto is Karl Marx talking to other communists who already know what Karl Marx is talking about. And so the manifesto can get confusing if you're not already into communism. It's a great book if you're a socialist. Like if I read it now, I'd be like, damn, Marx was spitting. But if I was a lib, I'd be like, the fuck is this nigga talking about? Like it's two communists for communists. But the book that I would recommend is Why Communism by M.J. Olgan. And after that, I would read State and Revolution by Vladimir Lenin. I think that's a really good book, and I think it breaks down like what the roles of like the Vanguard are supposed to be, and how to like move forward within a socialist revolution.
Okay, I do appreciate that. You know, I'm a student of history, but you know, as a history major, you only get the I guess the Cliff Notes version of Karl Marx. You don't get really into it, and it's skewed in a certain way.
Yep.
And I'm leaning more towards socialist Democrat, but I do want to. I'm like you. I'm a student of learning. I love to learn and need to read everything as much as possible.
If you want a good, because like I do also recommend some fiction books, because there are some fiction books that talk about theory and people don't even know that it's theory. But if you're like into reading, the unabridged Les Miserables is really good and really heavy in theory when it comes, like Victor Hugo, I think was just secretly a socialist. And that's why I think he was expelled from France. He writes in that book the struggles of women. He writes in that book the struggles of poor people, especially underneath the capitalistic system. He writes in that book the inner duality and existential dread of the petty bourgeois, with Javert's character. There's a lot in there that is, and it's centered around the revolution itself. Okay. But there's a lot in there, and it's a fictional book that can teach you about socialist and anarchist, just revolutionary thoughts. Okay.
Once I get through the 600 pages that is stamped from the beginning, I'll check out Les Miserables.
Absolutely.
All right.
Absolutely.
All right.
Jared,
you,
thank
Shaun.
you so much for coming
Thank
up.
you.
I appreciate you so much.
You too.
All right. Good one. All right. I see the Cadre account is here. I just sent a request. Cadre account, if you could come up for me, please. And I mean, you don't have to say anything. We just want to get you up here so people can know where to follow. Let's see here. Do a couple more. Oh, it doesn't have live access? Okay. All right. Well, there's the Cadre account, guys. Make sure you follow the Cadre account so we can ensure that we get it live access. Hi, Amy.
Yeah, please follow that account.
Absolutely. Amy, what question do you have for Shaun?
Hi. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah.
Yes.
Hey, thank you so much for having me up. I'm super excited. I was super excited to hear from another fellow autistic. So that makes me really happy because, you know, a lot of us aren't out, and I just love that you're out and able to talk about it. And so I'm kind of, one of my special interests that I'm getting into is like politics and being able to talk to like MAGA and things like that, right? And really why I come to Santana is for like the race side of it, right? Where I am trying to become educated as much as possible with that. But I think my question for you, Shaun, is what would you recommend, which I love everybody's asking for book recommendations. What would you recommend to kind of get myself educated in Black history, but also like, what's your favorite book that has kind of changed who you are?
Favorite book that has changed who I am? That's a good question. I guess was something that shifted my thought process in high school was a book called Black Skin, White Mask by Frantz Fanon. That book really like kind of shifted because I tend to go into things through what is called an Afro-pessimist lens, where I understand that no matter what happens, Black people will get the short end of the stick. But that includes also the things that I advocate for, socialist revolution as well. But the thing that pushes forward the socialist revolution is that even though Black people will get the short end of the stick in that as well, and everything will need to be on the basis of like getting rid of things like race and like all the social classes for Black people to no longer get the short end of the stick. That short end of the stick is 10 times longer than the short end of the stick that capitalism hands Black people. When I recommend books, I'm very stereotypical. I start from the top. If I were to recommend a book to you about like race and about like how Black people get the short end of the stick, I would have to say read Wretched of the Earth by Frantz Fanon. That would be where I would start. That book is always recommended by multitudes of people, and in it talks about a lot of the Black struggle, especially within white supremacy and intertwining with capitalism.
Okay, hey, can you repeat that title for me?
Yeah, Wretched of the Earth.
Okay, thank
by
you.
Frantz Fanon.
Awesome.
Literally, Deb's in chat for Ari for the $4.99 super chat says, how does Shaun rate Frantz Fanon's The Wretched of the Earth as an intro to Marxism/socialism from their Black POV? Like literally that came in right before you started with answering Amy's question.
That's what's up. That's what's up. W Ari. Ari is in Cadre, so W Cadre.
Amy, thank you so much for your question. Thank you for coming up. I really appreciate you.
Thank you guys. Love you.
Love you more. And we have what do you think? Two more questions. Are you good with that?
Whatever you want.
Okay, perfect. So we'll get a couple more questions in. Again, guys, only request up if you have a question for Shaun. Make sure that you hop in the request if you have a question for Shaun. And also, I want to talk about like what's happening next, because Shaun is only the introduction to Cadre. We have something super, super exciting that we will be rolling out. So I wanted to take a moment after two more people and Shaun and I are going to talk about that. So again, if you are in the request, make sure you have a question for Shaun and we will go from there. Let's see, grab this person.
I think I saw this person in the chat.
Hi, can you guys hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
How are you?
Hi, I'm good. You can call me Izzy. My pronouns are they, them.
Okay.
Izzy.
Shaun, you had brought this up earlier, and I actually wanted to bring you back to it and discuss it further, because I've been having this conversation in my circle as well, and it's to the point of building praxis and being more actionable. And like my point of contention and frustration with like the liberal white base, with like white Democrats, is that they will intellectualize all day, like they'll read the books and they'll say Black Lives Matter, but when push comes to shove, when their whiteness is threatened, they immediately just like Pavlov back into their white supremacist conditioning. And I want to ask you your opinion on what you think that disconnect is. Like, how can people recognize it, and how can people, I guess, break that conditioning?
Yeah. The one of the big issues that I truly believe, and it's one of the reasons why I do debates, especially the way that I do, is that I don't think people are embarrassed enough. I don't think people have their thoughts challenged enough, and I don't think people stand on business enough. When we look at the propaganda that shifts people towards things like red pill or moves people towards the right, transphobia or whatever, a lot of these things are emotional responses to something. There's a quote. I've been reading. I read this 3 times just recently. I read Susan Collins' new book. It was Sunrise on the Reaping. And it's the latest version of the Hunger Games. And Plutarch Heavensby has a saying in that book that I was like, holy shit, this is exactly what I wanted to say. And what he says is that people's decisions are driven by emotional responses. A person will have an emotional response to something, and then they'll make up an argument for why it logically makes sense because they have that emotional response. And so when you do things that enact emotional responses into people, when you embarrass people for having a certain type of thought process, when you go at people and say, like, this thought process makes you look idiotic, it makes you look dumb, it makes you look like you don't know what you're talking about. People don't want that. People don't want to feel like that. And so it changes their perspective. It changes their mind because they're more worried about being embarrassed than they are about being correct. And so that emotional response, I think people should be doing that. I think we should be pointing and laughing. As a matter of fact, this is perfect. There was someone in the comments not too long ago, maybe like 10 minutes ago. I hope you're still here. It was a user with a bunch of numbers behind it. And I just want to take the opportunity for the chat to point and laugh at this nigga, because he said that, or this person said that a cadre is just a bunch of bullies who just avidly goes out and makes fun of people and do whatever. And I just want to say, absolutely, nigga, absolutely. We're going to do that. You shouldn't have wore them shoes to school. Fuck did you want me to do? Like, point and laugh at this nigga, bro. Like, this nigga doesn't know shit. Like, seriously, everyone point and laugh at this nigga because it's funny as shit. But yeah, I think people should be embarrassed about their political opinions, about their political leanings, what they believe, what they don't believe, all that shit. I think that is something that is very important because the propaganda that gets people to shift to the right is exactly that. They make people feel ridiculous for thinking that trans people exist. You know what they say? They make people feel, or try and at least make people feel ridiculous for saying that Black people don't have enough rights or whatever else it may be. They try and make people feel ridiculous. And that's why you hear people say, I just think it's kind of ridiculous that you say Black people don't have the same rights as white people. Or I think it's ridiculous that you think we need DEI. They think it's ridiculous because someone tried to embarrass them and laughed at them, and they just went with it. And so now, since they've had that emotional response, they will justify it regardless of what the empirics say.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I appreciate that that response. I do, because I fully 100% agree.
All right. Perfect. Thank you so much. Thank you for coming up with the question. I appreciate you.
I appreciate the question. So if you're getting anything from this, joan on your friends. Start joining on your friends. Start going into your friends and just start firing that ass up. The only thing that stopped me, because I told Santana to forgive me, but the only thing that stopped me from making a video about Santana this up and coming new year is that he wouldn't take his hat off. And I was going to surprise him with a video where I took a screenshot of him with his hat off, and I was going to be dancing around him, and it was going to be that song, bald nigga, Bald nigga, why you ain't got no hair up there? Boy, you're looking like a tennis ball. Boy, you're looking like a baseball. Boy, you're looking like a golf ball. Hey.
Listen. The reason why, right, is because I do the capitalism. People know me. I do something strange for a little piece of change. And I only take my hat off to show the baldy if the people paying for it. So, like, they got to pay for it. That's why.
Okay. All right. So I'm gonna make a ghost cash app, and I'm gonna send you $20. All right, I know what I gotta do. Chat. Hey, chat. We are in there, chat. We are in there. But I did hit Santana up, and I was like, "Please forgive me." And I watched this live first, and he never took that hat off. Oh, like, take it off one time.
Yeah. No, absolutely not. Okay. We're going to bring up the last person for the last question, but I will say, like, I think that's important, right? I think a lot of people don't understand. And again, you know, fuck it. I think black people have cornered the market for many things.
Who let this nigga in here?
Right.
God damn.
Well, we might as well.
Who let this nigga in here?
Not too much.
Whatever. I think black people have cornered the market for so many things. And one thing that I absolutely love is like our ability to express love and connection through like absolutely roasting shit out of each other. Like if I don't fuck with you, I am not going to fuck with you. Like you can tell how much I care about you based off of how much shit I actually give you. And like that's uniquely black.
Exactly this.
I for the longest Noah's still on a trial whether he's gonna be allowed back up on the panel or not, because fun fact for everyone, every time like Noah and Shaun are on my panel together, like shit goes left. So I'm very cautious about when I have both of them up here at the same time. So there's that.
Okay, listen. So the hammer and sickle is triggering me a little bit, but I'm gonna proceed with my question regardless. My grandma's from Cuba. They took her sugar plantation. It was really mean. It was really, really mean.
It's really mean.
They took the plantation. But my question for real is, I've noticed you and Jeff in particular are really good at like engaging with the Phil bros. And y'all talk about logic and shit. And like, look, I've read a lot of continental philosophy, but I'm realizing that y'all have read a type of philosophy that I've never heard of. Because I don't know none of this meta-ethical, whatever the fuck y'all be talking about, the normative shit. Like, I know Plato, I know Kant, I know Hegel. They don't talk about this. So I'm curious where y'all learned how to do that.
Jeff, Jeff sends me everything. Like Jeff will call me on the phone and we'll talk for hours, and he'll send me something because he'll know I'll read it, and I'll call him with questions about it or whatever. But he'll be like, "What this person is talking about is this, and philosophy of language about that, and whatever else." Jeff is a logician. He is legitimately a logician. Real quick, W to Santana for sending me $25 in the Venmo.
That's from all the other awesome people. That's from the people.
I appreciate you. I'm shouting out everybody. I love y'all. Thank you so much. You guys are absolutely amazing. But yeah, it's really Jeff, bro. Like it's really Jeff. Jeff reads. Jeff is insane. I don't know if y'all know. Jeff is nuts. When Jeff comes up here, he's going to be humble. He's going to be like, I'm just a humble logician. I'm just this and I'm just that and blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. But like, what y'all don't know is that Jeff will hit me up on the phone and be like, yeah, I just wrote a 500-word dissertation as to why Socrates wasn't the real person. And I'm just like, for who? And
That's
just
my
like,
twin. I literally wrote a paper saying that. That's crazy.
I'm just like, for what? For who? What are you doing? And he was like, and this is the thing. Jeff will write that. I don't know if y'all know this. Jeff will write that, and I'm about to expose Jeff here a little bit. He'll write that, and I'll be like, is it your homework? Because Jeff is in school. Jeff has homework. Jeff is actually taking classes. And he'll be like, no, it wasn't homework. I did it for fun.
Nerd.
I did it for fun. You just wrote 500 words for whatever, and then he'll send it to somebody. Like I'm like, come on, bro.
Or shiggles?
I'm telling you, for what? It's like the AW the Dragon Lover for $10 in the Cash App. It's like that meme where it's like nobody, Jeff, and Socrates was not a real person. Like, bro, crazy. It's nuts. But yeah, it's Jeff. It's just Jeff. Honestly. So talk to Jeff.
Okay, bet. I appreciate you so much. Y'all have a good one.
No, thank you for coming up. I appreciate you. All right. So that actually rolls in perfectly to the last thing that I had. And Shaun, this is something I kind of decided on the fly. So you're going to be the one that actually has to do this, but you've already like laid the foundation for it. We are lock in, chat, like fucking lock in every weekend, every single weekend from this Sunday until the last Sunday, which will be March the 22nd. We will have each week a different member of Cadre will be doing Brunch with My Creator. Normally we only do Brunch with My Creator once a month, but we are doing a gauntlet of Brunch with My Creator, every single member, weekend after weekend after weekend, of every Cadre member. So Shaun was so kind to kick everything off, to set the table, and to make sure that everyone not only knows who Cadre is, what Cadre is about, but who is Shaun, what they're about, and to set the tone, right? And with that being said, next week, I'm not going to tell you guys what order, who's coming next or whatever, but I will give you at the end of the Cadre Brunch with My Creator, I will give you who will be the following week. So next week, February the 22nd, 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific, we will have Jeff from End of a Species. Jeff will be the person that will be on Brunch with My Creator next weekend. And so Shaun, set the stage for the people. What should they expect from hearing from Jeff next week?
A lot of marshmallow brains, a lot of a lot of philosophy. Jeff is when it comes to our group, we have specific roles. My role in Cadre is the general. I'm the general of Cadre. I talk about revolutionary action. I get together revolutionary strategy. I talk about the ways that we're going to carry out revolution and do certain things. Jeff is the logician. Jeff makes the arguments for why all of this makes sense, and it's very linear. He actually does the rationalization for Cadre, and he swears to God, he'll say out loud all the time, "I'm not a revolutionary. I'm just a lowly logician." That's what he'll say. And he's trying to be modest, but like that's what he does. He makes sense of Cadre. He makes sense of revolution. He makes sense of revolutionary action, of the things that we learn, of building revolutionary potential, of the dual power structure, of socialism, of communism, of places that we see as socialist and communist. He makes sense of those things, and he challenges the thoughts of people who want to be against those things and against the things that that will be liberated by those things. He challenges the logic that you have behind being against abortion. He challenges the logic that you have of being against some things like DEI. He challenges the logic, and like actual logic. I'm talking about premises put together by an inference rule that leads to a conclusion. He will challenge that. He will say like, okay, what is your logic, your line of logic here? And if it's fallacious, he'll call you out on it. He's like, that's a fallacy. You don't have a reason for that. You're just saying this. You're just saying that. It's one of the reasons why I've become so good at talking to Phil Bros, because I'd always had a viewpoint of what is called egoism. And egoism acts upon the self-interest of the person, and it only looks at things materially. You can have a framework of morals and ethics, but that's just yours. Other people's frameworks don't account to you, and your framework doesn't account to others. I don't have any moral framework. I think that's nonsensical, and I've always thought that it was nonsensical. Jeff makes the nonsense make sense.
Yep. Jeff is so amazing because this happens often, and like I genuinely love engaging with people that I know are smarter than me. Like at no point do I find any pleasure in like talking to people that just like don't know anything, right? And so that's why I love like the conversations that we have, the conversations that I listen to, and every time I talk to Jeff, he makes me question the way that I think. And like, that's something that I truly, genuinely enjoy. It's the fact that not only does it seem like he knows like everything, but he's so well prepared. It's like he has a thing for everything. Like I can literally pick up the phone right now and say, Jeff, I just found out about ABC and I need, something. And it was like, all right, I got it. And sends it immediately. Like that blows my mind about him. And I'm so excited about it.
Whenever I do, whenever I'm in a debate and it's like, this barely ever happens anymore, but it used to happen all the time. Whenever I was in a debate and it was 6v1 or like 4v1, or I'm going up against like 4 different people, 5 different people who have opposing ideology to me. Obviously, I'm on someone else's panel. Whenever I'm doing my thing and I'm just like, man, this is not it. This is not it. I'm feeling bad about it. Like they're over talking me. They're doing this. They're doing that. And Jeff will text me like in the middle of it and be like, you already addressed this or something, like in the middle of someone talking, and be like, you already addressed this when you said X, Y, and Z. And I'm just like, and it motivates me immediately. And I'm like, oh, people are listening. And I'm just like, okay, bet. And it's always Jeff. It's always Jeff. Jeff will send me a source. And I'll be talking about something and I'll be like, I'll pull up a source and they'll be like, we want to see a source for this, that, and the other. And I'm like, all right, I got to go find it. Immediate text is Jeff with that source. It is like, he is, if y'all know what in a band, what a back line is, like strongest back line, Jeff, strongest back line.
My favorite text message to get from Jeff is when I'm live and I get a text from Jeff and it's just like, it's a link or a source or something. And he just says, have fun. Like that's all he says. Have fun.
Yeah, because when you open it, it'll be right there on the title. You could be talking about. I just happened one time where we were talking about the starvation of people under capitalism, and Jeff did that and was like, "Here you go," and just said, "Here you go." And I opened it and it said, malnutrition deaths soaring in the United States. And I was like, yo, how did you know? Like, yeah, Jeff is amazing. Jeff is awesome. He is a moral anti-realist. We're both moral anti-realists. We hold to that view. I hold to egoism. But he makes that make sense. He tells people, he's like, when you say morals, you're just saying that you prefer something. And if you prefer it, then I don't see why I need to be convicted to that. I don't see why I need to hold a conviction to what you prefer. And you saying things like, oh, I don't want people with uteruses to get abortions because I don't like abortions is not an argument for someone to not get abortions. Or I don't think that Black people should be hired at higher rates because it makes me feel like, as a white person, it makes me feel like I'm being discriminated against. It's not a reason to now continue to marginalize Black people. He makes it make very much sense, and that's what he does. That's just what he does. And he's gonna humble himself. He's gonna be like, I'm not a revolutionary. I don't do revolutionary stuff. I'm old. He's gonna say he's old. He's gonna say he don't leave the house. He orders all of his meals. Like he's gonna tell you that, but don't let him fool you. He out in these streets. Jeff is out in these streets.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Jeff is awesome. I'm so excited about next week. I'm excited about the entire process that we're going to go through with introducing Cadre and you guys on an individual level, and then as a collective, as far as what you all like, how do you fit together? What do you guys bring and things like that? So I think that you absolutely set the tone, and each and every person moving forward will have to meet or exceed what you just did here. So like, this is it. This is the level. One thing that I want to do really quick, guys, Shaun is at 14.3K, right? Coins. Let's get Shaun above 15K coins. Please, please, please. Let's make sure, let's push this over the finish line. Let's get Shaun above 15K coins. And I know for a fact that Shaun pay links are still in the link tree in the bio. Show Shaun some love. Let's get Shaun above 15K coins before we close this out. Shaun, for the people, can you tell them where do they find you on all the platforms? Is there any platform that you're not on yet that you're going to get on? Like, how can they find you to consume not only your content, but to make sure that they're up to date and tracking whatever you're doing?
Yeah. All of my links are in the link tree in my bios, and all of my bios. If you're on YouTube, shout out to YouTube, by the way. Y'all are amazing. My YouTube channel, I barely ever use it, but I'm trying to get back into using it. Like I said, Cadre, we got some stuff rolling out. I'll probably be using it, using it more often in the near future, but it is Watch My Legs 1312. That's what it is. All of my stuff is Watch My Legs. My Twitch is Watch My Legs. My TikTok is Watch My Legs. My Blue Sky is Watch My Legs. Like I have a Discord server. It is in the link tree in my bio, and all of those areas in Twitch, on YouTube, on Blue Sky. If you're on any of those, all of the links to everything else is in my link tree in the bio on that account. But everything is Watch My Legs. Y'all are crazy. Y'all are such a dub. Y'all are such a dub. I'm not. W chat, honestly.
Absolutely. Shaun, well, I'll take a moment just to say personally, thank you. Right. And not just in the sense of like, thank you for being here and thank you for being willing to do this, but thank you for even being my friend. Right. And like on a personal note, because you and I connected and you had no reason to actually like even want to engage with me, and just being able to actually, have outside access to you outside of like this application is fucking mind blowing. But even more so, always being like an amazing person. It's funny. And so I'll put the spotlight on my wife for a second. So my wife and I, it's super interesting because before we really started with, any of this, we were consumers, right? We engaged in like, content and da-da-da-da-da. And since like flipping to the other side, there's people that I've gotten to know and I'm like, this person isn't like whatever. And I don't engage in the same things or the same people that I used to. And my wife has really done the same. But the person that from conception into now, as far as like being introduced, she absolutely loves you. Like just absolutely loves you. And I think that speaks to not only the character of who you are, but the consistency of your character, the ability to deliver day in and day out, and just to be like an amazing person. So personally, thank you for being a friend. Thank you for being someone that is willing to step up each and every time, no matter what it's been. And thank you for being here today. Give me some of your time, because like you could have been doing anything else, but you're sitting here on a TikTok live, letting me, throw a million random questions at you. So I appreciate you so much for being willing to do this.
I appreciate you for letting me be here. And honestly, I appreciate you for being my friend. Because you've given me access to a lot of different things. You've honestly, like through you're like that nigga. Like when I bring you up, Nah,
That seems
I
like
would.
a lot.
I would. I absolutely would. I would say it because, like, you give me access to a lot of different things, and you're giving Cadre access to a lot of different things, including your platform, and we really do appreciate that. And like with our friendship, I love our conversations offline. I love like Santana is really revolutionary offline, like super duper revolutionary. Like incredibly revolutionary. We gotta live. We gotta live. So he's got to do some capitalism online. He has a persona. He does his thing, but he is very much feeding our pipeline. He is feeding. I say this all the time. I'm very open. I'm very honest with all the people who follow me. I'm very. I'm candid. There's nothing you can ask me. I won't answer the question directly. I use brainwashing tactics. That's my thing. I utilize brainwashing tactics. I repeat things oftentimes. I say things over and over, and I just I need people to come into the pipeline so that they can be brainwashed. And Santana is a great catcher because he'll grab you, toss you down that pipeline. And from there, it's over. It's a wrap. You're a socialist now. Can't do nothing about it. Sorry, folks. Shouldn't have looked at Santana's live. I don't know what to tell you. But no, offline, he is very revolutionary. And honestly, Santana, thank you for being my friend. Because like a lot of the shit I'll come to you with, like we'll be talking about, I'm like, am I crazy? And like, what the fuck is going on? This, that. And you're like, you're not crazy. You're not crazy. Nah, what's crazy is this, or what's crazy is that. You'll do the same thing for me. And you'll come to me and you'll be like, hey, am I nuts? Is this going on? And I'm like, yo, I thought I was crazy. Like it's like it's so serious. So like, thank you for honestly being there. Thank you for allowing me to even have access to your platform. And thank you for having like just my back and being my friend. Because like you could have been like, man, fuck them commies over there. Like I'm gonna do what it, like they don't know shit for real, for real. You could have done that. There's a lot of people who did that.
I appreciate good people. I appreciate people of substance and moral and principle and character, and like you're one of those people. And so I've been super excited about like just being able to engage, and so like that means the world to me. I'm gonna read this one thing off really quickly before we call it, and I just want to read this off and then let everyone know what's happening. W's in the chat for New Knife Knight, who sent a $20 donation and says, Shaun told me to send this to you to take your hat off. Also, One Piece FTW.
Let's go!
Whoa.
Let's go. Hey, chat. Hey, chat.
Whoa.
Ain't no whoa. Ain't no whoa. We do the capitalism, baby.
Hold on.
Let's go.
Time out.
Time out.
Time out.
Oh, man. What's up? What's up?
Not going to do it right now.
Oh,
but Late Nights with Santana is back tonight
Ooh.
at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific. I literally have my stuff out to cut my hair and shave. I will do it tonight with a fresh baldy. With a fresh, glistening baldy. I will do it. I will do it. I will do it tonight. I'll do it tonight. We'll do it tonight. It'll be clean. We'll do it tonight.
W's in the chat. W's in the chat. Hey, W. I cannot wait. I cannot. Forgive me. Forgive me.
Absolutely.
Because I'm gonna do a little something.
Someone had a question. Really quick. 1 second here. Let's see. Sorry, 1 second.
Good. Oh, Chad, I cannot wait. I'm gonna act a fool. I'm gonna act a whole fool. Shout out to Kenzie in the chat, by the way. I see you in the chat, babe. I love you. I miss you. Oh man, shout out to Cadre. Follow the Cadre account. Oh, W to Roxy for the $2. Stop being a baddie. Is what they said. W to Roxy for the $2. I appreciate you.
All right, so I was gonna do a thing, but I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna give it away. But Shaun, anything else from you? Any as Salo would say, pluggables? Anything that you want the people to know? Any last thoughts or anything before we go ahead and call it?
Yeah, well, I already plugged all of my socials, but I think the last thing that I really do need to plug is my Daily Bread lives. I do those in the morning because I still have capitalism. I still got to go to work. And so my current job, I don't have a lot of signal. It's like a dead zone. So I can't go live at night like I used to during the week. And so I do a live in the morning before I go to work. It's called the Daily Bread, where I just break down theory and do analysis of books, of videos, of current events, whatever it may be. So check that out. I do it on TikTok, my Daily Bread. Once I figure out Patreon, it will be on Patreon, but I have not, I cannot think, I'm a boomer when it comes to Patreon. I cannot figure that shit out.
With Discord, that shit is like a foreign land for me.
I think Discord is so easy for me, but like I cannot figure out Patreon to save my life. But when I figure it out, I promise y'all, I'm gonna sit down one day and I'm gonna just mess with Patreon for like 3 hours, and I'm gonna figure the whole thing out. And then once that goes up, I will let everyone know. I will announce it everywhere. I will be saying it. All the Daily Bread episodes are gonna go on that Patreon. If you miss one or if you want to catch them as the VODs. But yeah, my Daily Bread lives on the weekdays in the morning time. I start usually around 11:30, 12 o'clock in the morning. 11:30, 12 o'clock in the afternoon, Eastern time on TikTok.
Daily Bread is where it's at. Daily Bread is literally where I got one of my favorite analogies for politics when talking about the Republicans and the Democrats, and you tied in wrestling and works and heels and faces. And so like, yeah, fucking love that. All right. I guess we'll do it then. I kind of got the okay. So I want to, Shaun. So I know that you partake in late nights. I know that you often sit in, you listen, you join the panel, you do all the things. And we've been off for a couple of months. Would you like to know what this week's topic is going to be? Bringing it back.
You know, I would love to know what this week's topics would be, but I want it to be a surprise for the chat. Yeah, chat. Yeah, chat. Yeah,
chat. Got Stonewall. I guess we're not going to do it then. You guys just got Stonewall.
Uh-oh, chat.
Too bad. Sorry for ya.
I want it to be a surprise for the chat. So you got to tune in to figure out what Late Nights is going to be about.
It's going to be good, too. I'm so excited to talk about it. Like, I was thinking about this, and I was like, holy shit. So, all right. Well, that's Stonewall. Shaun, thank you for coming up. I really appreciate you for setting the tone and the tempo. You are amazing, and I appreciate you.
I appreciate you. The chat mad.
They are pissed. They are pissed.
Hey. Somebody said I was a bully. You thought I wasn't going to bully you? Please. Oh shit! Oh shit! They was up there like, oh, they gonna tell us the topic.
They just had it. They had it.
They gonna tell us the topic. Please, can I have some topic? No, nigga, you can't have no topics. You can't have no topics.
Oh well. Hey guys, make sure we're following Shaun. Tap the screen, hit that plus button, give Shaun a follow. Shaun, thank you so much. I appreciate you.
I appreciate you. Thank you, Santana.
Have a good one.
You too.
Guys, that was fun. That was so fun. And I am thrilled for what we were able to do just now, and not just in the sense of what we were able to learn and gain an experience and knowledge from Shaun, but just to be able to have a shift I think that like Brunch with My Creator has such an important space and place in my heart, just because outside of like debating and going back and forth or whatever, I truly, truly, truly love being able to provide the experience where we're looking at the human aspect and element of like the, creators, right? There's a lot that I think a lot of people don't get. And I think that making sure that we are always mindful of the people. They're not just, like a character on TV or whatever, but the people behind everything that we do. I think that's so important. And so Shaun just fucking knocked it out the park. With that being said, we will be back with Brunch with My Creator. We will be back next week with Brunch with My Creator. It will be February the 22nd at 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific. And we will have Jeff from An End of a Species. Jeff will be the second member of Cadre, and we will get into the session of Brunch with My Creator with Jeff. Now, as far as the rest of the night, no debates, but Late Nights with Santana is back this evening, 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific. It is a panel discussion. If you have not had the opportunity to watch or join Late Nights with Santana, this is a conversation panel where we get an opportunity to challenge ideas and thoughts in a respectful way. There's no over talking, there's no cursing. It's just respectful conversation that digs at the heart of things that we are seeing within society and ways that we want to address different things. So if you are interested in joining the conversation, if you ever have watched a TikTok live and you're like, I want to actually do this, or I want to join a panel, but I'm so scared or so intimidated, or like, I hate that people talk over each other, or da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Yes, no cursing, because my mom loves late nights. That's why we do not curse on late nights. But if you are someone that ever wanted to engage, Late Nights is for you. You get an opportunity to join, to have the conversation, to be able to express your thoughts and actually challenge someone else's thoughts. So Late Nights with Santana is the place for you. Josh, you said, what's the topic? I would have told you the topic, but Shaun said no. So sorry. Guys, make sure you're following me on the social medias. I'm going to change this next time to make sure like we can see this better, but these are the social medias, right? Follow me on all the social medias. If you guys missed any of this interview, or if you ever want to watch back any of my previous Brunch with My Creators, or if you want to see any of the Brunch with My Creators that are going to be coming anytime soon, check out the YouTube, Santana Speaks. Over on YouTube, I have the history of Brunch with My Creators, but also I've created a couple of playlists. I'll make sure that I'm going to update the playlist and make sure that they are sectioned off correctly. But we have playlists for everything. We have Brunch with My Creator, Sparring with Santana, Late Nights with Santana. We have some YouTube exclusives that I've posted. And then also we have Long-Winded Donnie Review. So if you're interested in any of those content, get over there, check them out. I'm going to make sure that they're all up to date and all of the things are there. With that being said, let's get into it and let's wrap this up.
Brunch with my creator, yeah. We're just having some fun. Relax, sharing the moments when the cameras are done. The real you, real love, no filter, no show. Seat at a table, let the world know. Brunch with my creator, can you see? Yeah. It's the human side of the screen.
Guys, that was awesome. That was so awesome. I appreciate everyone hanging out today. It sets the tone and tempo of who we are, what we do here within our community, what we are looking to push, and what we are looking to actually provide. So if you enjoy any of the content, hit that follow button. So that we're follow, hit that follow button. We will be back later for late nights. We will do sparring throughout the week. We will do late night throughout the week. We will have Brunch with My Creator next weekend. I'm trying to ensure that we as a community not only have a place and space to go where we can learn, grow, and be better together, but even more so, I want to make sure that I'm providing something for everyone. So if debates aren't your cup of tea, maybe panel discussions. If panel discussions isn't your cup of tea, maybe there's interviews. So if you're interested, hit that follow button. Follow me on all the social medias. I'm going to be publishing my schedule so we can make sure that we're good and people have it. But I promise you, we will ensure that we are all set. Tonight, Late Nights with Santana, 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific. I will see you guys tonight, 2 hours, 4 nights. I love you guys. Thank you for everything. You all amazing.